Hey, Brandy.
Hey, Wanda.
All right. So let me welcome the subscribers, our listeners, to the Soul Session, where we strive to create a Christ-centered approach to health, embracing wellness in every area, body, mind, and spirit, so
Yes.
that we may serve God with strength, joy, and endurance. So today we're going to tell you, our listeners, who we are. You ready, Brandy?
I'm ready.
So before we get started, before we share our stories, do us a favor. Hit share, hit subscribe, and like this video.
Yes, like it up, like it up, like it up.
Yes. Okay, Brandy. So I'll go first.
Okay.
All right. So first and foremost, and Brandy, you tell me if this is a true statement.
Okay.
So I believe, and I believe you feel the same way, that everyone deserves to live healthy and fulfilled.
I do.
All
Yes.
right. I also believe that each of us should show up as the healthiest version of ourselves, ready and willing to be used by God.
Amen to that.
All right.
Yes.
So my name is Wanda, aka that wellness lady. I'm a wife, a grandmother, a stroke survivor, a college professor, a licensed professional counselor, and a wellness coach. But I like to say, most of all, I'm a Jesus lover. So I've been married 30 years. I have, well, 30 years this July. I have
That
seven
is
children.
wonderful.
Yay. I have seven children. I got two grandbabies. They're so
Oh my
adorable.
goodness. Oh. Oh, wait, I didn't know you had two. We'll have to catch up on that.
Yes. Yep. So, as I stated, I'm a licensed professional counselor. I've worked as a family advocate, as a home-based therapist, as a wraparound coordinator, and currently I'm a college professor. I'm a health advocate. My current and past health challenges are the main reasons I want to encourage, motivate, and inspire you, our listeners, to become the healthiest version of yourselves. So, Brandy,
Yes.
I mentioned this before in our previous video. I used to weigh 275 pounds. I lost approximately 75 pounds, but unfortunately, I have gained about 15 of those pounds back. And now I fluctuate between 215 and 217.
Okay. Okay.
And so this is a topic for another day, which I believe we will talk about it because I think menopause has a lot to do with it.
Oh yeah, we got some stuff to talk about then. Yes.
Yes. So in 2016, I experienced a hemorrhagic stroke due to uncontrolled high blood pressure.
Mm.
And then I was also later on in another episode, um, talk about what exactly is a hemorrhagic stroke, the different
Okay.
types of strokes. So we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Um, I believe because I was on a health journey and I had started eating and exercising. I started eating healthy and exercising. Um, when I had the stroke, I would believe because of what I had, embarked on, that I recovered. Thank you, Jesus. I recovered,
Amen.
right? And I can't even imagine. I've said this before. I can't imagine what could have happened had I not, you know. embraced a healthier lifestyle. And if I still weighed at that time, if I had still weighed 275 pounds. So, I was a vegan for 3 years. Now I eat raw.
How's that?
No, no.
No? It's a
So
no?
I I was a vegan. I eat plant-based. I'm about 80% plant-based,
Okay, okay.
right? I try to eat most of my fresh fruits and vegetables raw,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'm not 100% raw. I do eat a lot of raw fruits and vegetables though. But I also, the other 20% is eggs, fish,
Okay.
mainly, yeah, mainly salmon.
That was going to be my question. I was going to slide in there is, okay, what kind of fish are you doing?
Yeah, mainly salmon. Well, I've
Salmon.
only had salmon since
Okay.
yeah.
Since you
Um,
started, okay.
yeah. But if I'm out, like at a restaurant or something,
Mm-hmm.
and let's say they don't have salmon, I'll get a different kind of fish.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now, how
I'm
do you feel
open to
about the
that.
smoked salmon?
Is that's raw?
It's smoked. It's not raw.
Oh, I've never had it.
You should try it.
Yeah.
It's good.
So, and then unfortunately, I do eat cheese. Um,
Cheese is so
I
hard to give up.
Yeah, I am a bona fide cheese fanatic, and I do not believe you should eat cheap cheese, imitation cheese.
Oh, okay. So when you say imitation cheese, do you mean
You
like
know the cheese in the
cheese?
wrapper.
What?
The
Cheese
cheese,
in a wrapper? So
yeah,
like a
the cheese,
mozzarella stick?
yeah, like the cheese like product.
Cheese like product. Okay,
So,
I think I got you.
okay, yeah. So, so as I said, I was married. I've been married for 30 years. In 2022, um, from 2022 to 2024, I was the caregiver for my husband, who was in a catastrophic car accident. He endured life-altering injuries from having to
Mhm.
learn to walk again, which the doctor said would probably never happen, to not being able to eat anything by mouth for over a
Oh,
year,
goodness.
to having a trach, a blood clot, a
Oh,
broken hip, a fractured spine, and the list goes on,
mm.
right? Um, and so for our listeners, you can check out my other channel, Get It Together Wellness. The link is in the description of this channel to see his progress.
That's been
So
such a story.
say that again.
So that's been such an inspiring story
Mm-hmm.
just to see, his recovery. So that's
Mm-hmm.
great that you documented that.
Yes. So I have pictures. I even documented my feelings and thoughts,
Mm.
right? And what was going on and his visitors. And I have all of that documented.
Oh, I love that.
I shared it while he was going through it,
Mm-hmm.
but I really want him, and I gotta whisper because he can hear me. I really want him to share his story,
Yeah. It would
right?
be, I'm sure it would be just as inspiring and impactful
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
hear it from him as
Him,
well.
right. So
Yeah.
I've shared some of it,
Hmm.
but I haven't shared it in detail, right? Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, so if you, the listeners, are interested in seeing his progress, like I said, you can go over to my other YouTube channel. It's called Get It Together Wellness. The link is in the description. So, both my health crises and my husband, God showed himself as a healer, a provider, a comforter.
Yes.
Yeah, because there were some emotional,
Yes.
challenges. hmm hmm Um, but I'll tell you one thing, we never lost faith.
Mm-hmm.
Never lost faith. And I believe that is what, helped with both of our healing journeys,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, but we trust, we believe that God is a rewarder of those who are obedient to him,
We
right?
follow.
So um, these health challenges, the resilience, um, coupled with what I believe is my God-given purpose, those are my reasons for wanting to educate you, our listeners, on, um, like I said, on physical health, mental health, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have experience in both. Spiritual health. I am a Jesus lover, right? I don't
Mm-hmm.
think we can do anything without being spiritually healthy, right? Emotional health, to name a few. So,
Mm-hmm.
so that's me, that wellness lady. So,
I love it.
yes. So, Brandy, you want to share?
My name is Brandy Monroe, and I am a mother of three children. They are 22, 16, and 11, and that is girl, boy, girl.
Mhm.
Um, Academically, I am a family life educator, and I also have a certification as a doula and recently as a biblical life coach. And those two things, just I would say, they didn't really find me, but I had some experiences that led me really to doula work. After I had my second child, my son, um, the labor was just, it was definitely different than my first one, but I found myself being really upset by some of the things that happened.
Ooh, okay.
Um, we had a few interventions um, during the labor. So they were, inducing, starting the labor, things of that nature. And I'll never forget, I got up to use the restroom and,
While you were in labor?
yep, while I was in labor.
Okay.
So I got up out of the bed and I went to use the restroom, and my son's father had called and he had left to go home to get something. I can't remember what it was that he left to go and get. And I just remember hearing the phone ring, and the nurse picked up and she said, "Oh, you have plenty of time." And when I came out, I just kind of gave her this look, and I basically was like, "I don't know why you lied to that man like that, because he does not have plenty of time."
So,
He,
Brandy, keep talking. I'm gonna close this door.
okay,
Okay?
okay,
Keep talking.
okay. So yeah, I was just kind of like, you shouldn't have told him that. We don't have, a ton of time. And just due to some of the augmentations that I had to get that birth started, my son ended up being born before his father was able to make it back to the hospital. And, I had a hard time just kind of getting past the fact that my birth didn't go the way that I wanted to. And my son was close to a year old, and I just still was kind of grappling with that. And, just kind of doing searches online, and I came across doula work. And I thought, wow, this is something I didn't know anything about. And I
Right.
thought, I really would like to learn about this, to really dive into it because I knew the experience that I had and how it just kind of stayed with me where it was like, gosh, like if I had been better prepared
Mhm.
and, had someone there to support me to say, this is what I like, this is what I don't want to happen. These are, my non-negotiables.
Right.
These are things that I know I have options on, and here are the things that I've chosen. So that is what led me into doula work. And I'd say within 6 to 9 months after kind of doing a lot of research, um, I took a certification and was certified as a labor and a postpartum doula.
Okay.
Um, I've since taken another course, and there are tons of places where people can get certified. So it's just getting a different spin.
And
Um,
is there a need for doulas?
There is a huge, huge need for doulas.
Okay.
I actually was scrolling online today and came across a nurse, and she looked to be rather young and had struggled for 2 years with fertility to get pregnant, and she ended up passing away. Although she was a Caucasian lady, in the Black community, the maternal death rates are extremely high,
Right.
extremely high. Um, so that's really where my passion really started, and it just really kind of expanded into women's health.
Okay.
So I've taken classes on herbalism, womb binding, which is a kind of a older and more kind of sacred practice in wrapping the womb after birth to kind of
Mm,
get everything back to where it needs to be.
gotcha. Wow. Okay. So we got a lot of good topics we can discuss.
Sorry, had to get a little loud with him. Um, so that's where the passion for doula work has come. And like I said, it's expanded into some other things. Right now, I'm working on a HAIL certification. I'm sorry, we're gonna have to do something with this dog.
So make sure that you like, make sure that you share, make sure you subscribe. As you can see, a lot of good topics that we can discuss. Doula, um, infant mortality, um, especially in the African American community. So a lot of topics we can discuss. Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
sorry about that. I
Oh,
know
no
I should
problem.
have put him away before we got started. I was trying to give him a pass. Was trying to give him a pass. So yeah, so that's how I ended up, with my certifications and, you know, doing that type of work. As far as my physical wellness journey, in about 2011, kind of top of 2012, um, I just started to notice like, hey, I'm not feeling like myself. Started to have a lot of just kind of odd symptoms, tender all over, body pain,
Mhm.
certain things, environmentally started to bother me. Um, Went through a ton of testing, ruled out all sorts of autoimmune disease, and it comes back, okay, you have fibromyalgia. And I was like, oh goodness, this is terrible. I was really down and was like, gosh, there's no cure for this. And even got to the point where I thought that I was gonna go out on disability. And I distinctly remember being um, in church one time, And I think like that next Monday or Tuesday and the following day, I had like this appointment and
Mm,
I just kind of heard God saying like, no, that's not the move. That's not what you need to do.
mm,
You need to try something else. You know, I got you. You're stronger than that. And that's really when I started to dive into different exercises, looking at what's the one thing? Is it Pyo and
mm.
Pilates and
Okay.
yoga and strength training and looking into different dietary lifestyles. So I've been vegan, I've been a vegetarian, I've done paleo. Um,
Okay.
I've experimented with raw, and like you said before, I can do the fruits and vegetables
Right.
pretty good. Um, but after that, I have trouble making up that 20% that I'm supposed to
Gotcha.
be eating. So it's
Hmm.
like, okay, we got to incorporate something else in here. So,
Right, right. And I
um,
didn't know that you were vegan at one point.
yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
I
So
didn't
I
know
did
that.
vegan. I've done it. hmm, I would say probably 2 or 3 times. I would say in
Okay.
the last 10 or 12 years, and I'm constantly thinking, okay, I need to get back to it. It's the discipline part. It's not really the food
Hmm.
taste part. It's the discipline to have things prepared ahead of time, or
Hmm.
making those little adjustments like when you go out and
Hmm.
things of that nature. So that that's what has led me to my physical wellness. Right now, I'm focusing on gluten free,
Okay.
which with fibro, that does it plays a part. So I've also tried anti-inflammatory diets. So
Okay.
just really dived into that and try to get in the gym, try to stay in the gym
Hmm.
as much as possible, and it does wonders. It really does. So those two
Yeah.
things have have helped me keep things at a minimum, I would say.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of a lot of pharmaceuticals and things of that nature. So
Mhm.
I've I've taken courses in herbalism, things of that nature. So I feel like God has provided us with everything that we need to heal ourselves.
Right.
Um, so that's definitely something that I hope that we can dive into um, on one of our videos.
Most
I think
definitely. So let me take, because I think our subscribers would, like to know about holistic ways of
Mhm.
you know what I mean, incorporating health
Yeah,
into their everyday lives, right? No one likes taking a pill if they don't have to. There are
yeah, yeah,
more natural ways.
yeah. And I have to sometimes try to walk a fine line, but I break it all the way down to, you know, as far as toxins and the soaps that I use,
Oh,
laundry detergent, all of that. So
okay.
yeah, the more I talk, the more videos that they come up because now we can do one on a low tox life. But those are all things that I've done the research and adapted as far as trying to keep fibromyalgia at bay and
Gotcha.
not have it interfere with my life. And even though I do those things, there are some days where it's like, I got you.
Mm,
And you know, you just have to kind of roll with it. But
right, right.
nothing that prayer can't pull me out of.
Mm. So
No,
real quick,
sure.
I wonder, and this is for our subscribers, if they can comment below if they've had any of these, health issues,
Yes.
like high blood pressure, fibromyalgia.
Mhm.
issues with, complications with their pregnancy. And
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, we would love to hear. And if there's something in the realm that we didn't mention that you want to know, if either one of us know about or have an experience about, or we can find someone
bring
and
an
bring them
expert.
on.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll
Yep.
talk about
We surely will. So
it.
yeah, I'm super excited to just, you know, share the knowledge that I have in hopes that, pardon me, that it will touch someone, that I
Right,
can give something to somebody um, that will just be, wow, I really needed that. So
right.
um, I feel like this is a calling that God has given me to be able to help people
Hmm.
um, when it comes from, the doula work, the biblical life coach, which I'm super excited about that. So
That is pretty cool.
yeah, so I'm just excited overall um just to see what's in store next.
Right.
So yes, please leave us some comments, subscribe. Uh,
Hmm.
we're open to all feedback.
Yes. And please know, um, as I say in the description, the information that we share is for health purposes. Yes, for health purposes, but it's for informational purposes,
Yes,
right? If you have any
absolutely.
particular or specific questions, you got to contact your healthcare provider.
Yes, contact your primary care,
Hmm.
your OBGYN, your therapist, all of those things.
Right. Because again, it's for informational purposes only. We can only, share our experiences. And the
Hmm.
guests that we bring on, right, can only share their
Theirs.
experiences.
Yeah.
Even if, it is an expert that we bring on, they'll be
Hmm.
able to share general knowledge. They won't be able to give specifics. So,
Yes.
yes.
So,
Anything else you want to
yeah.
share about branding?
Not at this time. Soon I will be having my own videos on my own YouTube, and you'll see more of our collaboration coming
Mhm.
soon on our channel. So just stay tuned.
All right. So, once again, share, like,
Like
and
and
subscribe.
subscribe. Yes. Check
Subscribe.
us out.
Yes. Again, we plan to bring so much content, so much value. Um, yeah, I'm excited.
I am too.
So,
I'm super excited.
all right.
All right, well, we'll be seeing y'all soon.
What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What did you say?
No, I just said we'll be seeing them soon.
All right. Peace.
Bye.